time for my favorite feature on a Sunday, and we're coming to you a little bit earlier than we usually would because Eskom is going to be holding a very important briefing at 11 a.m. this morning. Now, this week, I'm talking to Khethi Ngwenya. He is the founder and managing director of SchoolMedia and was gracious enough to join us in studio this morning. Thank you very much for joining us today. Before we get into the specifics of you and the business that you're running, tell us a little bit about SchoolMedia and why it was so important for you to establish this business.
Yeah, so I started SchoolMedia because I wanted to get the right information to young people, and that was through schools. So I thought of different ways on how to do it, and that was getting messaging in schools, but not through a magazine or activations, but through printed items that are placed on the school walls, and the learners are able to see them every day. So we have billboards in schools, 2 meter by 6 meter billboards that are targeted at learners, not just for advertising, but to get information across.
Yeah, what kind of information are you looking to get across to the learners?
So we have various programs. It's always client dependent, the clients that we're working with. So we've got clients that have entrepreneurship programs. We've got clients that run maths and science programs. We've got clients that run anti-bullying campaigns. We've got some that run competitions targeted at learners, and we've got some clients that would target parents, so on financial insurance, things like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all different.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit about the challenges that you faced as SchoolMedia when you launched this product and you say we want to be getting information out to young people, whether it be entrepreneurship or bullying information, as you've just mentioned. And how was it received? How did you deal with those different challenges that were there?
Look, I mean, there's various challenges. Number one, speaking to the schools, allowing them to give you access to be able to do what you want to do. So through that we managed to partner with the National Association of School Governing Bodies, and then also convincing brands to use the space, because a lot of people feel like youth don't have money. So that is one challenge, convincing people that to start working with us, because we're the only ones that do this in the country. So it makes it quite challenging to be the only one and one of the first people to do this, trying to convince brands to come and work with you. So, but that's we manage through showing them case studies and the work that we've done in the past.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about those case studies, the appetite that has grown for you guys over the years to take on your product offering, the growth that you've seen. Tell us a little bit about that journey.
Sure. Yeah, it's hard to say, especially when you're in the on the journey. Yeah. So you don't really see, the different changes, but we've grown quite a lot. It's been challenging, but we've grown. Yeah. So it's sorry, just your question.
No. Just in terms of the appetite, where have you seen more and more school governing bodies taking on what it is that you're offering? And that is what I mean when I say in terms of the growth that you've seen over the years.
Definitely. So we first started with individual schools, access to individual schools. We met with the National Association of School Governing Bodies, and we then started in the Gauteng province. From there, we then got rights to advertise in schools nationally.
And what about the growth prospects? Because access to information by young people is a huge problem in the country. So maybe if you could reflect on that problem that we have as a country, but also the growth prospects that you perhaps have for SchoolMedia.
Sure. So young people, I mean, access to information, the right information, goes to the wrong places. You find bursary adverts in newspapers. You don't find kids reading newspapers every day, or the target market that's looking for bursaries. So if you're looking for those people, that you speak to them directly in schools. So yeah, that's where it's.
That's where it's at the moment. And I mean, a lot of people these days, or young people, have access to mobile devices, tablets, computers and everything. Is that something that you look at in terms of engaging young people on social media platforms with the different information that you already use and provide throughout the schools that you provide the service to?
Definitely. We've developed some USSD applications because of the market that we work with. Some of the schools are very rural, some of them are in townships. And then we're also building websites for schools that are in need of the website, because a lot of schools in townships don't have websites. So the growth is trying to get that information and also being able to communicate to parents directly, because we'd have the data from the website, and the school provides us the data when we build them a website. So that's the growth part where we're trying to get to be digital and be able to give our learners where they are the most these days, online, besides being at school. And we're trying to get them to obviously communicate them in a digital way and speak to their parents.
Yeah, you and I grew up in the same part of the province, in the East Rand. You grew up in Germiston, not too far from there myself. And it's a small part of Gauteng, not necessarily the buzz and the thick of things. And so those opportunities aren't always exposed to us, you know, you would understand that. And I just wondered, this platform, SchoolMedia, is a great one to expose young entrepreneurs to opportunities that exist out there. 100%. Have you ever had any young people or feedback from the schools to say that they saw this program information and they've gone on to do this and that? Have you seen the end results of you providing this information?
100%. It's all, again, it's all client dependent. Like now we've got a maths and science project. We went out of our way to try and see the schools that we're running the program in, is there progress within those schools? So there definitely is progress. So it is, our programs do run, so that's one. And yeah, I just can't think off the top of my head which programs we're running, but there is always...
There's something always happening.
Something always happens. It's either the client that's targeting a certain area, they sales increase on an item that they're promoting within that area. So that's what really helps as well, because we've got all our schools on Google Earth. So if you're having problems with something in Mount Fletcher, we can identify all the schools within that area and be able to give you access to be able to penetrate that area more if you're battling on whatever social reasons or marketing reason.
Yeah, and then you as an entrepreneur, I always say to anyone that I will always interview that I'm very reluctant to ever consider going into business, only because of the stress that you all as business people go through. Did you ever have a 9-to-5 job? Did you ever just wake up and decide, you know what, I'm going to plunge myself into this idea, forget the salary, forget the comfort of monthly income coming in, I'm just going to go for it? Your personal journey, and did you ever find yourself wanting to give up at a particular stage?
During school holidays, I worked in a catering company, and that was in my high school years, and that was my first job experience. I was doing filing, so I was in the creditors department, debtors or creditors? Creditors department.
One of those.
Yeah, one of them. And and my job was literally to file receipts every single day. And every day you have to wait for the clock, 5 o'clock. You can't leave before 5. You have to take your lunch at lunchtime. So it felt like I was in school again. So I was like, when I leave school, I'm definitely not, this is the last place I'm coming to. So I started SchoolMedia when I left school. Immediately when I left school, I asked my parents, can I take a gap year? Which wasn't really a gap year because I already knew what I wanted to do. And after that, I never went back again. Well, I tried, but to go back to varsity, and it just wasn't for me.
No, and of course, this has turned out to be for you, right?
100%.
As a last parting shot, what would your piece of advice be to someone watching who wants to become an entrepreneur, not particularly in your field, but in any field, you know, who's stuck in a job that they don't want to be in and they know they've got a passion to provide a good or a service for the country, perhaps even the world?
Look, yeah, it's obviously not easy. Nothing is easy in the world. Whether you're working 9 to 5 or whatever job you're in, nothing will ever be easy. As long as you have to do something for money, you have to understand that it's not going to be nice and you're not going to enjoy it. So you must always try to find something that you will love, that even if you have to wake up and go and do it. You don't have to battle to wake up and do it, or you don't have to give up on it. So find something that you won't give up on, and try various ventures. Don't give up. And if you really want to be an entrepreneur, you just have to keep on trying and believing in what you believe will actually work. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning in studio. That is entrepreneur Khethi Ngwenya saying, don't give up, keep doing or keep trying, and you will get it right. Anything that you do to make money will always be difficult. You just have to keep going.